Hi, how are you? My name is Neka. Thank you so much for being here. I just got this bouquet of flowers from my boyfriend, so I'm going to put them into this little vase slash mason jar. And I also to use this as an opportunity to just chat and catch up with you because it's been a while since well, it's been a few weeks, but that's a while in YouTube terms since I've created a video, and I feel like there's just a lot that's been happening for me on an internal level vs like an external level that I just really want to share. This channel, or any creative endeavor in general, is a medium through which you're expressing yourself and sharing yourself authentically, and I've just been so caught up in sharing really aesthetic and pretty videos that I forgot also sharing myself authentically, something beautiful. Also sharing where I'm at right now is also really beautiful, and yeah, I just want to try to foster and facilitate that experience and relationship on this channel here. I think authenticity is something that's really been coming up for me a lot. If you watched my last YouTube video, subtle plug, I spoke about like basically finding myself because I was just attached to lots of identities I had, like my identity as a spiritual girly, my identity as like a vegan, my identity as a yoga girl. Like there were just so many things I was attached to being, and it made these practices or things I was doing like yoga or even spirituality, it made it hard for me to do it because I just felt it was more of a performance than a lived experience. So I took a step back, and during that time I feel like I really got to know myself a lot more and got to know like what I actually like. I got to meet friends who felt like a lot more aligned with my authentic version of self, and I was just going to opportunities that felt more aligned with my authentic version of self. The more I was just acting on my genuine desires, and I started like doing spin. It seems really silly, but it was the first movement practice that was just done for the sake of moving. I wasn't doing spin hoping that it would do XYZ to my body or that it would make me look cool in any way. I was doing spin because I loved how it felt. It just felt really liberating and really empowering. Realizing I can carry that with me into like any movement practice I'm doing, whether it's spin or even yoga. There was a time when I genuinely did really love yoga just for how it felt in my body. With anything in life, when the ego gets in the way, it makes it become more than what it's supposed to be. So instead of just being a movement practice I enjoyed, yoga became a thing I had to perform and I had to be good at and a thing I had to do well. And like that was just my ego getting in the way. Now like I'm aware of that, and now that I've experienced what it's like to move joyously without that burden, it's really exciting to return to my yoga mat again and my practices. And I'm moving through some stuff right now financially and just life shit in general. When this like financial situation arose, I felt a lot of resistance to this. Now it's just more of an acceptance of come what may, I'll go with the waves. And I feel like there's just a certain level of self that you find when you literally have to strip everything down to the bare bone. It's back to what are the basics that give me joy, the basics that I can find within myself. And it's also nice to just find a natural rhythm into my spiritual practices again. I know people always say like it's when you're at your lowest you remember God, and it's so true. Like it's when you're at your lowest you remember the spirits of things, and you believe in something beyond the laws of what is in our known world, because you have no choice but to do that, right? But I'm grateful for the challenges if it means that I'm finding myself deeper again. As with everything in life, really, like I feel like anything that happens to me in my life is just serving as a deeper vessel for me to know myself more, or to question deeper about my behaviors, or even a chance to just strip back and like not get comfortable or attached to anything. Always make sure there's a source of happiness that is internal, that is self-sustaining, so that even when life has its moments, like I know I can still be okay. Another thing that I've been thinking of a lot is the art of speaking and sharing, and to be very honest, it's a huge insecurity of mine to share my truth on this channel. My life is pretty much still in terms of action on the external, and like a lot of things are happening for me on the internal. And like with that basically just comes the understanding now that like I have to allow myself to be seen. It's better to show up imperfectly than not show up at all, because if you're showing up imperfectly, you're still showing up, and the right opportunities or the life you want can see you and can be attracted to you. VS, if you're deciding not to show up at all, then these opportunities, those dreams that you want, are not going to be able to find you or see you while you're staying hidden. Yeah, I'm just trying to remind myself like it's okay to be seen, it's low-key okay to be weird, and also like this channel is really in its baby form. Like this is the time for trial and error. This is the time to show up however I need to. I feel like it's better to have something rough and unpolished than have nothing at all. Thanks for watching this video. This is the final bouquet setup we have over here. She's really pretty.